February is American Heart Health Month, and the idea is to inform Americans about the risk of heart disease, which remains the #1 killer of both men and women in the United States.
And if this pandemic has taught us anything, it's taught us that life can change in an instant. Doctors say now more than ever is the time to keep a close eye on your health. News 19's Archie Snowden joins us here in studio with more. Archie?
Thank you, Siobhan. The COVID-19 pandemic has played a huge role in changing folks the way they have dealt with their health. Now, after suffering a heart attack, a Huntsville survivor is now helping people to pay more attention to the signs.
From being an athlete and all those other things, it wasn't something that I guess we thought was going to be that bad.
Clayton Hinchman says he was going through his normal routine of going to the gym and then heading straight to his office, but he began to feel sick.
I had no chest pain. I didn't have any arm pain, anything like that, but I felt lightheaded and I just kept sweating.
One of his employees called the EMT. Clayton was having what is described as a widowmaker heart attack, where the heart stops beating normally. He went through 8 minutes of CPR treatment.
Luckily, they did not have to put me into a coma, but I had a tube down my throat so that I could breathe, and they were able to get a stent into my heart, and then they brought me back.
Hinchman is one of the millions of people in the United States with no family history of heart disease, but an unhealthy diet, high blood pressure, and stress can lead to unexpected heart issues.
We do know that unfortunately there are risk factors for hypertension, being overweight, taking in increased amounts of salt, which unfortunately are hidden in our diets every day.
Heart Health Awareness Month was created to stress those factors and to remind everyone of the worst outcome to heart disease.
The data has been very clear during the COVID pandemic that unfortunately we've seen patients present late with heart attacks.
Clayton Hinchman says he has invested more time in teaching healthy heart awareness to others.
And what it means for somebody who's 38 years old, who's fairly healthy, to have a widowmaker heart attack. And, it's just one of those things we have to continue with the American Heart Association and the Huntsville the Heart Ball and the Huntsville Heart Walk. We just have to continue to raise awareness so that we can save more lives.
Now, according to cardiologists at the UAB, 600,000 people die from heart disease each year, making it the leading cause of death for men and women each year. Doctors are looking to change those numbers.